who decided to show up!
What a joke!
She called me a backup until she saw her asterisk asterisk. The laughter hits me before I even see them. Sharp. Mean. Too familiar. I turn the corner behind the auditorium and stop when I hear my name. Mara's voice slices through the air. Please. He is just my backup. I only talk to him when Owen ignores me. My stomach drops. The hallway feels smaller. I grip my sketchbook so hard the pages bend. I step out, not because I want to confront her but because I refuse to hide. My footsteps echo on the tiles. Her friends go silent. Mara's eyes widen for a second, then she smirks like nothing happened. Hey, she says sweetly. Did you hear any of that? Every word, I say. My voice cracks a little. I hope she does not notice. Her friends exchange looks. One whispers something and they both laugh again. My ears burn. I turn away before she can say another fake apology. The final bell rings, loud and merciless. I shove my hands in my pockets and head toward the front gates. I want to disappear into the pavement. I want to stop feeling anything at all. Then the whispers start. Whose car is that? Oh my God. Look at the paint. Is that a celebrity? A pearl-white sedan rolls up, smooth as a drop of light. The sun hits the chrome and blinds half the school. Everyone crowds closer. I slow down. My heart stutters. I have never seen this car in my life. The door opens. A woman steps out. Tall. Elegant. Long black coat hugging her waist. Red lipstick that looks like a warning and an invitation. Sunglasses hide her eyes, but somehow I feel them land on me. Students gasp. Someone drops their backpack. Mara pushes forward, confusion written all over her face. The woman lifts her sunglasses with one finger. Her eyes are a deep, quiet storm. She looks straight at me. Come here, sweetheart. I am here to pick you up. A wave of heat rushes up my neck. Sweetheart. She said it loud. Loud enough for everyone to hear. Mara's jaw drops. Her friends stare at me like I have been living a double life. A dozen phones rise in the crowd. I hear clicking. Recording. Whispering. I force myself to move. My legs feel made of static. When I reach her, the woman smiles, soft and dangerous. Rough day, she says. Her voice is velvet. I swallow hard. Who are you? She laughs quietly, leans in, and fixes the collar of my shirt with slow, deliberate fingers. Her perfume wraps around me. Warm vanilla and something darker. You look like you need a ride, she says. Mara storms closer. Hold on. Who is she? The woman turns her head. Her eyes sharpen. Someone who actually cares about him. Gasps ripple through the crowd. Mara takes a step back like she has been slapped. The woman opens the car door for me. Her hand rests on my shoulder. Light. Claiming. Every camera focuses on us. I look from Mara to the woman's waiting eyes. My heart pounds. Get in, sweetheart, she says again. Hookend, I step inside, and the entire school explodes with whispers about the woman who just called me sweetheart. Her car door opened with a soft click and the smell hit me first. Vanilla. Warm. Sweet. Dangerous. I slid inside and every whisper outside sharpened like needles against my skin. Through the tinted window I saw Mara. Her eyes were wide, her mouth trembling. She looked like someone had pulled the ground from under her feet. Serafina eased into the driver's seat. Her perfume wrapped around me, soft and slow. You all right? She asked. Her voice was low, almost melodic. I guess. My pulse wasn't listening to me. She glanced at me. Guess is not enough. Talk to me. The engine hummed. The door locked with a quiet thud that felt too final. What did you say to Mara? I asked. Nothing. She smiled, small and knowing. People see what they fear. I shifted my gaze to the window. The world outside blurred as she pulled away. The silence stretched. Heavy. A little intimate. Then she spoke again. You know, she whispered, I used to call you Star. My breath hitched. Only my mother called me that. I know. Her fingers tightened on the steering wheel for a moment. She asked me to look after you. I promised her. My chest pulled tight. How would she even know you? She didn't answer right away. Instead she reached over and placed her hand lightly on mine. Heat rushed up my arm like it had been waiting for years. You remind me of her, she said softly. Strong. Too strong for your own good. I swallowed. Why tell me this now? Because you are finally old enough to hear it. We rolled to a stop at a red light. Her thumb brushed my skin and I felt every breath in the car shift. A loud knock shattered the moment. I jerked my head to the side. Mara. She was sprinting toward the car, waving both arms. Her hair was a mess. Her face was flushed with panic. Please wait, she was yelling, I need to talk to him. Serafina watched her through the glass. Calm. Amused. A curve lifted the corner of her mouth. Do not rush, she murmured. The light turned green. I opened my mouth. Maybe we should hear her out. No, she pressed the accelerator slowly. If she had something real to say, she would have said it earlier. Mara shrank in the rear window, shrinking fast. She bent forward with her hands on her knees, breathless, desperate. I turned forward again. My voice was thin. She looked scared. Let her be. Serafina tapped the wheel. You are with me now. The car fell quiet again. But it was a different quiet. Warmer. Sharper. Charged. We pulled into her building's underground parking. Her penthouse was the kind of place people whispered about. Private elevator. Gold-trimmed keycard. A soft chime echoed as the doors closed around us. When the elevator reached the top floor, she led me into her living room. Everything smelled like fresh lilies and polished marble. She walked to a drawer, pulled something out, and turned back to me. A sealed envelope. She placed it in my hand with careful fingers, like it was fragile. Or dangerous. Open it when you sit down, she said. I stared at it. What is this supposed to be? Serafina stepped closer. Her eyes fixed on mine with a gravity that pinned me to the floor. Before you read that, she whispered, you should know something. My heart thudded. I kept something from you for 10 years. The envelope suddenly felt heavier. The room seemed smaller. And for the first time that day, I realized I might not be ready for the truth. The elevator doors slid open and the first thing that hit me was the sky. Floor-to-ceiling glass. City lights stretched forever. The whole place felt unreal, like I had stepped into someone else's life. Serafina walked ahead of me, graceful and slow. Her bare feet made no sound on the marble. Her hair caught the light like it was part of the view. You can breathe, she said with a small smile. I am trying. My voice came out rough. She lifted a delicate teapot from a silver tray. Steam curled into the air. Vanilla again. Warm. Sweet. Dangerous. Sit, she said. I sank into a low sofa. She sat beside me, close enough that her perfume pulled my heartbeat in strange directions. She poured tea, her fingers steady. You are tense. You kidnapped me, I said. She laughed quietly. You got in the car on your own. The tea warmed my hands. My nerves did not settle. Tell me what you meant earlier, I said. You said you knew my mother. Serafina's smile faded. She set her cup down with a soft click. I did not know her. I loved her. That word jolted through me. She was my closest friend, she said. Brilliant. Fierce. Too alone for her own good. My breath tightened. Why has no one ever mentioned you? Because I asked her to keep my name out of things. There were reasons. Her gaze softened. I promised her I would look after her son from afar. She wanted you to grow without the shadows that followed her. Shadows, I repeated. What does that even mean? She watched me for a long second. It means you were not ready. Ready for what? She opened her mouth, but my phone vibrated violently on the table. Again. Again. A flood of alerts. My stomach dropped. I grabbed it and the screen lit up with dozens of messages. Mara's name at the top. Her texts came in frantic waves. Who is she? Why did you leave with her? I saw her touch your hand. My friend sent me these pictures. Call me now. Then screenshots. Shots of me getting in Serafina's car. Shots of Mara crying in the parking lot. Serafina leaned in over my shoulder. Her hair brushed my cheek. She smelled like danger wrapped in comfort. Seems she cares now, she whispered. It is not funny, I said. Is it not? She asked. She ignored you for months. Suddenly you are interesting. She is scared, I said. She is scared of losing what she never valued. Her words hit like a knife. Another message buzzed in. Mara, tell me who that woman is. I rubbed my face. This is getting out of hand. No, Serafina's tone dropped, calm and final. This is only the beginning. She stood and walked to a drawer near the window. The city lights framed her silhouette. When she turned back, a small photo lay between her fingers. I was going to wait, she said. But you should see this now. She placed the photo in my hand. My blood stopped moving. It was my mother. Younger. Healthier. Glowing. Standing beside Serafina. With one hand on her stomach. Pregnant. With me. My knees weakened. The room tilted. My heartbeat roared in my ears. Serafina sat beside me again. Her voice dropped to a whisper. There is a reason I promised to protect you. I looked at the photo again, my throat burning. Because this meant something impossible. Something life-changing. Tell me, I said. What are you hiding from me? She only smiled. Warm. Sad. Knowing. Everything you think you know about your family is about to change. I felt the shift before I saw her. The hallway buzzed with morning noise, and then Mara slipped beside me like she had always belonged there. Hey, she said softly. I tightened my grip on my books. Morning. She brushed her fingers along my arm. Light. Too light. You look tired. Want me to carry those for you? I stopped walking. Since when do you care about my books? She laughed, but the sound was thin. You are funny. I did not make a joke. Her smile twitched. Her eyes flicked to the school gate outside the window. I knew what she was waiting for. She saw Serafina yesterday. That was all this was. In class she kept leaning toward me, whispering my name, asking if I needed water. At one point she tugged at my sleeve like we were 5 years old. At lunch I stepped outside for air. The wind carried perfume before the car appeared. Vanilla. Heat. Trouble. A pearl-white sedan rolled to a stop at the gate. Then she stepped out. Serafina wore a tight black dress that made the entire courtyard fall silent. Her hair moved in slow waves. Every guy tripped over his own breath. She walked toward me with calm, measured steps. Her heels clicked like a countdown. Hello, sweetheart, she said. Every head snapped toward us. Mara froze mid-step. Her smile shattered like glass. Serafina reached out and touched my collar. Her fingers brushed my neck. Your shirt was uneven, she said quietly. I felt my pulse jump. Her eyes lingered on mine just long enough to tilt my balance. Behind her, Mara stood stiff. Her jaw clenched so tight I could hear her teeth grind. Who is she? Someone whispered. His aunt, another guessed. Then why is she touching him like that? Someone else muttered. Serafina turned to the crowd with a polite nod. Then she leaned in close to my ear. Ignore the noise. I swallowed. You did not need to come. I wanted to, she said. And you did not tell me to stop. That hit deeper than I expected. Mara stormed forward, but the bell rang, pulling everyone away. She shot me a glare that burned hotter than any sunlight. The rest of the day dragged. Her jealousy hung in the air like smoke. By the time evening came, I was exhausted. Serafina had insisted on driving me home again. We sat in her penthouse later, the lights dim, the city glowing below us. She was pouring tea when her phone rang. Her expression changed instantly. The warmth vanished. Her eyes sharpened into something cold and calculating. She stepped aside and answered. Yes. Silence. Her jaw tightened. When? She said. Where exactly? Another long pause. Then she hung up and turned to me. What happened? I asked. She walked closer. Her heels were silent this time. Her voice was low. Someone has been watching you. My heart kicked against my ribs. Watching me. Why? Her gaze flicked to the window as if expecting a shadow to move. Because they want something from you. Something your mother left behind. I felt heat crawl up my neck. Who is it? She looked at me like she was choosing her next words carefully. Too carefully. I am not sure yet, she said. I stepped forward. Serafina. Tell me the truth. She took a breath. Mara, she said quietly. I think she knows more than she is saying. The sound of the city faded behind us as Serafina locked the penthouse door. She placed her keys on the counter with a soft click. You are staying here tonight, she said. I can go home. No, her voice cut through the dim light. Not when someone is watching you. Warm lamps glowed across the room. Soft music hummed from hidden speakers. Everything felt too gentle, too close. She placed a tray on the table. Steak, mashed potatoes, something fragrant and warm. She sat beside me, her leg brushing mine. I shifted. You did not need to do all this. She looked at me with steady eyes. I wanted to. Her hand brushed mine when she reached for the salt. It happened again when she lifted her glass. Each touch felt intentional. Each one sent a pulse through my chest. I tried to focus on dinner, but her presence swallowed the room. The scent of vanilla wrapped around me. When the night grew late, I sank into the couch. The cushions were softer than anything I had at home. You should take the bed, I said. She shook her head. You are the one in danger. Sleep. I closed my eyes. Hours blurred. When I woke, a blanket covered me. Not a thin throw. A heavy, warm one tucked around my shoulders. I blinked and turned. Serafina lay on the floor beside the couch. No pillow. No blanket. Her arm rested on the carpet, her breathing slow, calm. My chest tightened. She stayed on the floor for me. I whispered, "Why would you do that?" Her eyes opened slowly, like she had been awake the whole time. You were cold. The words hit harder than they should have. Before I could say anything, a sharp knock rattled the penthouse door. Then another. Then frantic pounding. Serafina stood instantly. Her posture snapped from soft to protective. She opened the door only enough to see outside. Mara shoved her way in, breathless, cheeks streaked with tears. I need to talk to him, she gasped. Please. Serafina stepped in front of me, calm and elegant as ever. This is not the time. Mara pointed at me, voice cracking. You do not understand. He is in danger. Serafina placed a hand on my shoulder. Her touch was cold, controlled. Say what you came to say and leave. Mara's eyes locked onto mine. She stepped closer, shaking. I never meant to hurt you. Yes you did, I said. Every day. Her face crumpled. I did not know it would get like this. Get like what? I said. She swallowed hard. I was supposed to keep an eye on you. Talk to you. Get close. My breath caught. Serafina's grip tightened on my shoulder. Who told you to do that? Mara looked at the floor. Then at me. Then at the floor again. I can't say. I stepped toward her. Mara. Tell me. She squeezed her eyes shut. Tears spilled. Someone paid me to stay close to you. Mara's words hung in the air like smoke. Someone paid me to stay close to you. Serafina moved before I could speak. No shouting. No shaking. Just a slow, precise turn toward Mara that made the entire room tighten. Who paid you? She asked. Her voice was calm. Too calm. It was the kind of quiet that made my stomach twist. Mara stepped back. I can't. Serafina took one step forward. Her heels clicked against the marble floor like a timer running out. Say the name. Mara's breath hitched. You don't understand. If I say it, I am done. Serafina's eyes sharpened. You already are. I stepped between them. Stop. Please. Serafina inhaled. Slow. Controlled. She looked at me instead of Mara. She is manipulating you. I am not, Mara whispered. But Serafina grabbed my hand and pulled me away from her. Her fingers were warm, steady, possessive. The contact sent a shiver through me. In the hallway she leaned close. She is lying. I can see it in her posture. Do not trust her. She looked scared, I said. Good, Serafina said. Fear makes people honest. Her voice was low, almost dangerous. We sent Mara home. Or maybe she ran. I could not tell. Hours later, the penthouse was silent except for the hum of the refrigerator. Serafina stood by the large monitor on the wall. City lights reflected off the glass. I want you to see something, she said. The screen lit up with grainy footage near my school. A man in a dark hoodie lingered behind trees and cars. That is the person watching you, Serafina said. My stomach dipped. Who is he? I do not know yet. She clicked to the next clip. And my breath stopped. Mara stood beside the same man. Talking. Not forced. Not afraid. Talking. My chest tightened. She lied to me. Serafina came to my side. She brushed her thumb against the back of my hand. This is why you stay close to me. I will keep you safe. Her voice softened, but her eyes stayed cold. The next day at school, I found Mara by the back door of the gym. She looked smaller than usual. Her hair was messy. Her eyes were red. I walked up slowly. You met him. She flinched. You saw that. You told me you were paid. You said you did not know who hired you. She looked at the ground. I didn't lie. Not about that part. Then why were you with him? She shook her head, tears spilling. You don't understand. I want to understand, I said. I reached out but stopped halfway. Something in her expression scared me more than anything Serafina had shown me. Mara stepped closer and grabbed my wrist with both hands. Her grip was cold and desperate. "It wasn't him who hired me," she whispered. I froze. "Then who?" She looked up at me with trembling eyes. "It was someone connected to her." A hand gripped my backpack and pulled me behind the science building. "Relax," a voice said. "I am here to help you." I spun around. A woman in a sharp navy suit stood inches from me. Her hair was pinned neatly, her smile too cold to be friendly. "I am Adele Royce," she said. "I know Serafina." My pulse jumped. "How? Who are you to her?" Her eyes narrowed with interest. "More importantly, who am I to you?" I took a step back. "What do you want?" "To warn you," she said. "Serafina Vale is not what you think." The wind lifted her hair. She smelled like mint and steel. "She saved me," I said. Adele snorted softly. "She used you. Your mother trusted her once. But not in the end." My breath stuck. "What are you talking about?" Adele leaned closer. Her voice dropped. "Your mother left you something. Something Serafina has hidden. Ask her about the letter. Watch her face." My chest tightened. Why would she hide anything from me? Because she needs control. It is what she does best. She stepped back, straightening her suit. "Be careful. She is more dangerous when she cares." Students walked past us, oblivious. I felt like the ground under me shifted. That night I stood in Serafina's kitchen. The lights were dim, warm, golden. She poured wine into a crystal glass, her hands graceful and steady. I swallowed. A woman came to see me. Adele Royce. The glass froze halfway. A tiny tension in her wrist. The smallest crack. I saw it. She set the glass down too hard. It clattered against the counter. "What did she tell you?" Serafina asked. "She said you hid something from my mother." "From me." Her head snapped toward me. Her eyes glistened like she was holding back something heavy. "And you believed her." "I did not say that." "You did not deny it," she said quietly. She came closer. The warmth of her perfume wrapped around me. Her fingers brushed my cheek, trembling for the first time. "I have protected you since the day you were born," she said. "Even when it hurt. Even when people thought I was wrong." "Then tell me the truth," I said. Her voice cracked. "Just once. I am terrified to lose you." I felt breathless. She placed her hands on my shoulders, pulled me closer, and pressed a soft kiss to my forehead. Her lips lingered for a second too long. My heart slammed against my ribs. "Please," she whispered. "Trust me." My phone buzzed. A message. Unknown number. "Meet me alone. I will show you proof." It was signed with one name. Adele. The rain hit the cafe windows in a soft rhythm when I walked in. Adele was already there. Arms crossed. Eyes cold. The tiny lamp above her table flickered like it hated her too. She slid a small flash drive across the table before I even Saturday. "Play it," she said. My fingers trembled. "You said this is from my mother." "It is. And you deserve to hear it." I plugged it into my phone. The screen lit up. I saw my mother's face. Pale. Tired. And afraid in a way I had never seen. Her voice shook. "If anything happens to me, please listen carefully. Do not trust Serafina." Something inside me cracked. The air in my lungs vanished. I stared at the phone until the video ended. Until my own reflection stared back. Adele leaned in. "She tried to protect you. Your mother saw who Serafina really was." "I need answers," I whispered. "You will get them. But not from Serafina." Adele stood. "She will lie to protect herself. She always has." I should have stayed. I should have asked more. But all I could hear was my mother's trembling voice repeating the same sentence again and again in my head. I walked out into the rain. When I reached home, Serafina was standing in the living room with a glass in her hand. The lights were dim. Shadows ran across her face. She looked at me once. The glass slammed onto the table. The sharp sound crawled up my spine. "You met her," she said. "Adele showed me a video," I replied. "From my mother." Serafina's breath hitched. Her shoulders stiffened. "And what did your mother say?" I swallowed hard. "She said not to trust you." Her jaw clenched. She was confused in the end. That wasn't confusion. She looked terrified. Serafina stepped forward. I stepped back. Something in her eyes broke at that tiny movement. I kept things from you, she said. Yes. Things that could have put you in danger. That is not an excuse. It is the truth. Then tell me what you hid. Her hand lifted, almost touching my cheek, but stopping halfway. Her fingers trembled in the air. You were not ready, she said. I wanted to protect you. That is the same thing Adele said. Except she never lied to me. Anger flickered in her gaze, but right under it was something else. Something softer. Something wounded. Do you really think she cares about you? Serafina whispered. I think she gave me answers. You gave me silence. Her throat tightened. Tears gathered, but none fell. She refused to let them. I never wanted to hurt you, she said. Everything I did was to keep you alive. My heart thudded painfully. The room felt colder. She moved one step closer. Please, she said. Look at me. I looked. And what I saw was fear. Real fear. Her lips parted like she wanted to say more, but her voice failed her. I walked toward the door. She let out a sound so small that it barely reached me. If you walk out that door, you will never know the whole truth about your mother. My hand froze on the handle. I did not turn around. Not yet. I found her in the penthouse kitchen. The city lights reflected off her hair, golden in the dim lamps. She was trembling, glass still in her hand, but this time it was different. Not fear of me. Fear of something else. You have to listen, she said, voice breaking. Everything you think you know is wrong. I stared. Wrong how? She set the glass down carefully. Her eyes locked on mine. Your mother never distrusted me. She tried to protect you from them. From the people who have been chasing me for years. I froze. Chasing you? Yes, she whispered. I was the target. Not you. I never wanted you involved, but they always find a way. Adele, she is not your friend. My stomach dropped. Adele lied. Serafina nodded, her hands shaking slightly. She stepped closer, brushing a strand of wet hair from my forehead. Her touch was light, intimate, but urgent. She has been manipulating you. Using Mara. Everything. You cannot trust her. Before I could respond, the alarm screamed. Red light strobed across the penthouse. The sound tore through my chest. Go, Serafina commanded. She grabbed my hand with a grip that burned through the fabric of my sleeve. Now. We ran. Down the emergency stairs. Concrete and metal rattled under our feet. Rain pelted the windows. By the time we reached the street, water had soaked us through. Every step echoed. Every heartbeat thundered. I wanted to speak, to ask a million questions, but her hand tightened on mine. Not just protection. Something more. Something I could not name. We ducked into a narrow alley. Cold brick pressed against my back. She pressed herself close, our chests nearly touching. Her breath hitched. My own lungs burned. I cannot lose you too, she whispered, cupping my face in her hands. Her thumbs brushed my cheeks. Wet hair stuck to her forehead. Her eyes glimmered with fear and something raw, something I had never seen before. I wanted to tell her I trusted her. I wanted to tell her I understood. But the moment stretched and stretched, broken only by the sound of boots against wet pavement. A shadow moved near the alley entrance. Then another. I felt her pulse in the palm of my hand. Felt the tension in her shoulders. Felt the weight of everything she had carried for me. And then, a gunshot cracked through the night air. We froze. I barely breathed. My heart hammered in my throat. Her eyes locked on mine. Dark, fierce, desperate. Stay down, she hissed. The echo of the shot faded, but the fear lingered. She pressed closer, holding me as if letting go was impossible. I wanted answers. I wanted clarity. I wanted her. But all I could hear was the distant sound of danger, the rain, and her whispered words, I cannot lose you too. My chest tightened. The world outside the alley no longer existed. Only her, only the fear, only the night. And someone out there wanted to take her. And me. I swallowed. Who is doing this? Her jaw tightened. Adele. The word landed like a bullet of its own. I felt the night stretch long and cold. And then another shadow moved closer. I held my breath. We were trapped. And nothing would ever be the same again. The safe house smelled like old wood and lavender. Rain streaked the windows. Serafina guided me inside quietly, her hand still gripping mine, tight enough to burn but gentle enough to soothe. She closed the door behind us and sank onto the worn sofa. The lights were low. Shadows clung to the corners. I cannot keep you in my life the way you deserve, she said. Her voice broke. I stayed away because I thought my enemies would target you if I was close. I sat beside her. You think I needed protecting? I trusted you. Her eyes glistened with tears she refused to shed. I wanted to be there. But every choice I made was to keep you alive. Every distance, every secret. I am sorry. She handed me a folded letter. My mother's handwriting. My chest tightened. Read it, Serafina whispered. I unfolded it. My mother's words were precise. Loving. Clear. She trusted Serafina completely. Every warning, every fear I had felt from Adele's lies crumbled. The video. The whispers. All staged. I looked up at Serafina. Her hands were trembling in her lap. It was all a lie. Adele manipulated everything. She used Mara. She used me. But she could not use you, not really. My phone buzzed. Mara. I opened her message. She apologized. Said she had fallen into Adele's trap. Said she was jealous because she actually liked me. I stared at the text. My heart did not falter. My answer was already clear. The first light of sunrise painted the horizon orange and pink. I found Serafina on the balcony. She wrapped a blanket around herself, staring at the sky like she was waiting for forgiveness from the sun. I stepped up behind her. The blanket smelled faintly of lavender and warmth. Her hair was wet, clinging to her face. I took her hand. It was small in mine but steady. I'm not your backup, I whispered. And I'm not leaving. Her head tilted, her eyes softening. A small, almost incredulous smile curved her lips. You stayed, she said quietly. I stayed, I said, tightening my grip. Because you are not alone anymore. We stood there, wrapped in the blanket, fingers intertwined. The city below was waking. Birds chirped. The world was calm. Then something slipped from the folds of the blanket. A hidden envelope. My mother's handwriting. Bigger. Bolder. Different. Addressed to both me and Serafina. I froze. Serafina leaned down, eyes widening. That was never opened, she said. I tore it carefully, the paper soft and familiar. Her hand covered mine as we unfolded it together. The sun climbed higher. Warmth poured over us. But inside, a new question lingered. What had my mother left for us both? I looked at Serafina. She held my hand, her eyes full of hope and fear. I guess we find out, I whispered. And outside, the city began to stir. A new day. A new choice. And a secret waiting for us both.